But Americans are not struggling. You know, this is the worst platform. Who put this stage up here? This is the worst. The frickin' place is falling down. I notice it keeps tilting further left. Like too many other things.
This is what brings up the point is that, okay, so he's not really campaigning, which he should be doing, which almost makes me think, because the way that the campaigns talk about polling leads me to believe internally the Democrats know they're going to do a lot better than what the New York Times or anyone's saying. Republicans know they're going to do a lot worse. He's not campaigning. I think this whole dog and pony show with the trial, this is basically, he knows Kamala Harris is not going to do, throw it to the House in a presidential election. He knows Joe Biden will have troops on the ground January 6th if there's a sign anything bad's going to happen. So he knows that in the post-election world, if he loses, this is his only way out of big, judicial problems. I think this is all just a dog and pony show to basically say, I am more important to you than the country, than anything else. And this is basically, it's a loyalty test because he's planning things after post-election.
I mean, I do too. I think it's what it always is with him, right? Whether from holding back weapons from Zelensky a number of years ago, pre-invasion, the first impeachment, well, he's impeached for the first time, whatever. It's extortion, and I think he's extorting the entire country. He's threatening it by doing this, right? By attacking a judge's daughter. He's showing what he can get away with. He's showing all these people he has control over and sort of extorting the country and trying to say, if you don't give me what I want, I've got the hostage. You don't give me what I want, I shoot the hostage.
Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
And that's what it is. Like, I can cause trouble. I can encourage my people to riot. All sorts of stuff like that. Because again, and I'll say this again, and you hold me to account on this because I always want to be held to account. Unless something crazy happens, an asteroid hits, or a natural disaster, or something comes out that we didn't know previously about Joe Biden that no one's found over the years, unless something crazy happens, or they find a way to steal votes electronically, and we don't have the security, Joe Biden is going to wipe the floor with Donald Trump.
You touch on it at the end. There is a problem here with this guy, and he calls Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. He's falling asleep during his own trial. He says he's incompetent. He himself can't basically make a sentence without having to have 18 tangents and then getting into blah, 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 blah.
So why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
There is a mental competence issue here that is glossed over way too easily by the media that has to be talked about.
It does. I think, look, I'm glad Biden is talking about it. They're sharing. They shared the thing about Beijing. That's where I saw it. They're sharing all this kind of stuff. Other Democrats are. Mainstream media here and there. George Stephanopoulos just wrote a book, and he's stepping out and saying, I'm going to be somebody who is not going to be a he said, she said reporter. There are people doing that, but mostly the media is still failing. I will tell you what we need. And normally you do not want this in a democracy. Okay, but this is an emergency. Normally in democracy, you want the military and ex-military, not current, staying far away. But I really do think we need John Kelly, McMaster's, Mattis, Bolton, Milley, all of these folks who are willing, and Bolton isn't, I can't stand, but I don't think he's necessarily endorsed Biden. But the other ones, if they are willing to endorse Biden, or they're just willing, you don't even have to do that. Maybe that's worse. Do ads and tell people, direct to people, how dangerous this person is, how he wants to betray and hand our NATO allies over to Russia, what the world would look like pre-World War II. We're talking about, how he wanted to send missiles to blow up a lab in Mexico and thought nobody would know where they're coming from. Fun to laugh about. He wanted to do it. He wanted to shoot into a crowd of protesters. And Milley said no. Okay. He's now talking about bringing the military into cities to deport people, completely abrogating our Constitution, posse comitatus. It is illegal. And he is talking, so these people have seen him do these things, heard him talk about these things. John Kelly has relayed how he asked him, how can anybody be stupid enough to be such a sucker to go and die in war for our country? They need to do ads, and they need to be very clear with the American people. that he is so utterly bereft of intelligence, of sanity, of good judgment, character. He cannot be trusted there. And maybe that will get the message across.